but we also know that when we go into the higher consciousness levels, which we just did, you go higher, then you're in a place where you can even really directly perceive and communicate. When we're in total fear and whatnot, we can ask for help and say, I'm open to help, and of course they'll come in and help. But you're not able to directly perceive it because you're in the weeds. But when you're here, you start having that direct aware communion. You feel the information and the consciousness. We didn't directly go to the higher self. What I'm getting around to here is one of the people in one of the audiences had said to Bashar, well, how do I know? Should I be doing, whatever, this group, this collective, this entity, my higher consciousness? He said, A, you're always channeling. B, you don't really have to worry about it, in that you just always be taking from the highest vibrational source information, whatever that is. He said, there's plenty of times when your higher self is doing just fine. And it's not necessary to switch over to whatever, Arcturian or Pleiadian. So it's not this obviously critically necessary thing to do this. I mean, I've been bringing through information for years, and it's just was coming from when I'm in an illuminated. I did, but it can be I think sort of helpful and soothing to us in turn to channels of your really higher self, which would be those perceptions. Were you able to feel the differences in personality? Isn't quite the personality of the energy of what they offer, or where their approach kind of thing. Does that make sense, you guys? You were able to feel that? Anything you'd like to share, like one felt this way, this felt this way, or you don't have to. Oh, I can't hear. There we go.
There. Yeah, they all felt different. My dad is one of my strong helpers, and his energy was just a great big loving hug.
Just loving, supportive.
Yeah, and it's a hug, a big hug.
Mm-hmm.
While then the Arcturians, to me, feel like teachers, and they're more a little bit further out, and not standoffish, but they're out a little further.
Yeah, locational. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they're teachers, and they put their hands on my head.
Oh,
it is so.
wow.
And each one of them was that different.
Yeah.
Including my higher self, and then that well, I'm going to call it a bubble of energy that we did there at the last. That's in my chest. That's directly right in the center of me, while my higher self is out here. Two different things.
Interesting.
I don't know if that.
Oh, there is no right or wrong. There's
yeah,
no
exactly.
Yeah.
Fun. It was. Yeah.
Do either of you have any other comments or questions here before we go on today? So I just want to reiterate over and over how important it is at all times to establish and ask I feel like it's already here, but I'm going to say it out loud, that you are always being watched over, that you are only in contact with that which is of the light, that which is of love and light. Again, some 5-year-old kid that thinks everybody's their friend and everything's fun, you don't just let them go down some dark alley where junkies and murderers are hanging out playing craps or something. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't. Oh, it's not. There's no danger trying to get you, but have discernment and intention at all times for your love and light only. That's why I started this meditation out today with first, let's get the feel of this. I am
Mhm.
God consciousness. I am source consciousness.
Mm.
Looking out through right there, that centers you in who and what you really are, the love light, the God consciousness. The pardon the God, the Ka energy book, she really pounds on that idea too. You know, don't just go off playing like it doesn't matter.
Right.
And she talks in terms of gather your aura up. Well, that might be a way of putting it. Instead of having yourself all out there hanging three sheets to the wind where any old thing can go, oh, no. Establish first. Gather your aura. I'll just put it that way. Get centered in yourself and your intention. Now, Jane Roberts, the channel who brought Seth through, she she did consciousness journeying and was able, but see, Seth was always overseeing her. But she did consciousness journeying where she could see different areas of the world or stuff. But also she had some personality come through at one point. Malva, and it was a personality, like, because I think Jane's consciousness was out there flying around a little bit open. You know what I mean? Flying around just a little bit too open. And Malva came through and just didn't really have much of anything to say, or there was no great wisdom or no great anything there. And they asked Seth about it. And Seth said, oh, there's lots of spirits that when they leave the physical life, they're still out there. And he said, and there's even a remedial area where if they didn't really learn anything that they were kind of went there to learn, they kind of get put in the remedial class to learn a little bit more before they reincarnate. And that Jane contacted one of those. But this woman, she wasn't evil. She wasn't, you know what I mean? She wasn't trying to make mischief or anything for Jane. She just, my colloquial way to put this, dumber than a rock, just dumber than a rock. And in spirit, still dumber than a rock. And Jane said, I'm not gonna waste my time, in conversation that way. So I don't want to say be careful, because I don't want to imply there's something to fear, because nothing can ever infringe or impinge on you that you don't hang yourself out to. And all I'm saying is love, light, and here's my boundary. You know what I mean? There's no screwing around with that boundary. And that's what I want to counsel you all to, is just have that boundary of and anything ever that doesn't feel of love and light. And then if you're not sure, if you encounter something, ask it 3 times. That, do that. Now, if you're watching scene, are you in it? Like, are you watching scenes?
Sometimes I'm actually in it.
But are there, so it's like you living lifetimes, other lifetimes, touching in? As long as you know, I think I said this in that one YouTube, as long, or somewhere, you know who and what you are in this lifetime, and
Mm.
that you include wisdom and knowledge and lessons gained